episode number 1.
Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast, our unprofessional development resource to take your teaching to the next level. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Welcome, everyone, to our very first episode of our very first podcast. So I'm Fred.
And I'm Sharon.
Sharon is a third grade teacher.
Yep, I'm currently teaching third grade in a public school. Used to teach all different grades. How about you, Fred?
Well, I am a K-8 innovation coordinator, and we'll talk about that real soon. Okay, so what's this podcast all about? Well, let's do this. So the podcast is a way for us to get information, to find information that we want to share. As we all know, there's tons of information out there in the world, on the internet, and it just gets really noisy. And so we want to share what we find with you. What's the best topics and trends that's happening in this kind of overloaded world right now.
Yeah, and even, as myself as a teacher, we all know there's not enough time in the day. And a lot of times Fred and I will sit on the couch or dinner table and I'll ask him an idea. And he'll tell me, hey, you should do this. And then we thought, we always talk about these things. Why not just record it and share with other people and help others? So like Fred said, we want to find the best tips, the trends and stories in teaching and share it with you every week in an easy, useful, entertaining way. And create a community, that you guys can also come back with ideas.
Right,
too.
Yeah, like Sharon said, we do talk about this a lot. If you don't know by now that Sharon and I are married, and we'll talk about that in a little bit also. Mm-hmm. But going back to what Sharon said about creating a community, we just want to share what we learned over the years with you. We hope that what we talk about is useful for you. You'll hear our successes, or the best lesson plans that we had, that we did, and also you hear some of the not so successful lesson plans and lessons that we taught. So we are going to share our successes and even our failures.
Yeah, and we really understand what it means to be a teacher in the 21st century. Because there's so many cool, innovative things out there. And like I said, there's not enough time in the day to even go looking for all that and even to execute it. So finding the time to improve ourselves is a big challenge, All of us have it in our heart. It's just there's so many things we have to worry about. So we think that this podcast will really help solve that problem.
Right. We want you to take what we share with you guys, and maybe you get encouraged by it. Maybe you get something, you get sparked by it, and can empower you in your own teaching. That's great. That's wonderful. We do want to also mention that since we're both active teachers and we both have our jobs, we want to make sure that what we say in this podcast is our own words and doesn't reflect on our current positions and in the schools that we work at.
Very true. Very true. So Fred, tell the audience about yourself, how you became a teacher and all that.
All right. Yeah. So, I come from a family of teachers. My grandfather was a school principal, and my grandmother, who is currently 95 years old, she just had her birthday last week. She was a school teacher in the elementary schools, and that's pretty cool. So I already felt it back when I was in high school, probably even in the college days, that I wanted to go into teaching. I did not take that originally in my major, I was in a physical therapy major. I did that for a couple of years, but there was something there that really that pulled me, that interested me in education. I applied for a school, a private independent school here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I was hired as a teaching assistant. I did that for a few years. So I have experience as a teaching assistant from first grade all the way to fourth grade. Then a position opened up, a computer teaching position opened up, and I applied for that, and it's the same school, which I'm very grateful that they got me for that. Then I was a computer teacher for the next decade or so, and I enjoyed that too. But I really, really started becoming more excited when they started transforming the computer technology teacher into something that we call now as the Educational Innovation Coordinator.
And you're an Ike.
Yeah, an Ike.
Short term.
So I can talk about that later on in the future about what this means. You'll notice that we dropped the technology or the computer title, the word from the title, and there's a lot of amazing things happening in the innovation world in learning. So I'm learning a lot. I'm enjoying it, and yeah. So Sharon, you want to go and talk about your teaching career?
Yeah. So growing up, went to school. I really wasn't really into school. I dreaded parent-teacher conferences. Didn't do very well until sixth grade when my teacher made our science unit so much fun. She used Jeopardy to review the concepts. So I said, wow, I mean, I have to be like that. That has to be me. So since sixth grade, I said, I'm going to be a teacher just like her. And I started in fifth grade, moved around second, third combination, third and fourth grade. And now I'm solidly in third grade. And I love it. It's, they're getting to be in the more independent stage. So, and doing more projects. So it's just, I'm very blessed with what I have. And I've been teaching third grade for half of my teaching career, so 7 years. And always looking for new things to teach.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
I just want to jump in real quick and clarify that I am an innovation coordinator for, right now officially it's third through eighth grade, but I also help out with the kindergarten, first and second, but also some of the high school have some interaction with our high schools as well.
Yeah, you have a big range of kids, more than me.
Right, I do. I'm pretty lucky that way. It's kind of crazy, but I'm pretty lucky.
Right. Okay, so as Fred mentioned, we are married. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
For about 5 years. Right, Fred?
5 amazing, kind of crazy, but amazing years.
Because we have 2 really crazy boys, and one of them is about to be in kindergarten. So we're on the parent side now of applying for kindergarten. Pretty scary.
It's too weird.
Yeah, the other one's almost 2. So
it's kind of weird that being on the parent side, we also now experience the anxieties of all that. And hey, that can be a podcast episode one day. We can talk about that.
Right, exactly. So why do we call ourselves teachingbytes.com, Fred? Can you explain more of that?
Yes, Teaching Bites. Okay, so we're playing with a lot of different names and what's memorable. We came up with this name, teachingbytes.com, and Teaching Bites is the name. And we thought about how, we want to share bite-sized information that's easy to understand, that's fun, it's lighthearted, and that's just pretty accessible. And podcasting is a way to really have it accessible to you, our listeners. We think about professional development, and we all know PD can get really boring. It can be useful, but it can get really boring at times. And we want to be known as like the unprofessional development podcast. We want to be another source of information that you can go to and ask us questions and leave us feedback so we can get the information to you. And so it's also a pun, the Teaching Bites. We all know we all love teaching, but sometimes teaching does bite sometimes, right?
That's right. So we want feedback, and we encourage you, please, to be honest with us. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, how we can make it better.
Yeah, please, give us some honest information, honest feedback on how we're doing, how we could change up how we present this to you. We really want to help you out, and it helps us out when you leave feedback, so that we can keep going and share what we get and what we learn.
And at the same time, your question will probably be many other people's questions as well. Just like in the classroom, right? When those kids, one raises their hand and the rest, I know they have the same questions, but they weren't brave enough to ask.
Right.
So
go ahead and ask. It's all questions are great questions. Okay, so this is going to be the end of our first episode, our introduction. We do encourage you to leave a feedback on our iTunes channel, our Stitcher channel also, and also leave a comment, leave a rating. You can visit us at our website at www.teachingbites.com. And we also have an amazing community on Facebook. Visit us there and and leave feedback there on our Facebook page on www.facebook.com/teachingbites. And we're actively there, and we hope to see you on our website and on there as well.
And, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. And we know you don't have that much time. So really thank you. And we will see you next time.
All right. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bites podcast at www.teachingbites.com.